morning. Hey, Joe Allen here with Allen Real Estate at Century 21 Everest Realty. I wanted to take a minute and talk to you this morning about how to survive in a seller's market. And I'm going to give you 5 different points that you can look at to evaluate your readiness to purchase as a buyer and how to give yourself the best chance of winning a home in this market. First of all, and I'll go over all of these in detail, but if you just want to hear it up front in this part of the video, we're going to talk about how to make your best offer. We're going to talk about how to not overthink your purchase, working with an experienced agent, how to deal with being prepared for a bidding war, and also how to make sure that you're qualified to make a purchase up front. So first thing, one of the biggest mistakes I see with buyers is not making your best offer up front. This is a seller's market right now, meaning there is more buyers than there are sellers. There are fewer homes on the market. It's like going Black Friday shopping. You go to the store is just packed with buyers that are ready to purchase, and there's just not enough inventory for everyone to go around. So the buyer or the sellers are in the driver's seat as far as that is concerned. And so what is happening, I see a lot of buyers going in with this mindset that was maybe good 4 or 5 or 10 years ago when the market was really low and there were plenty of homes to buy, and you could buy a home, negotiate under the asking price all day long, and you could win homes for pennies on the dollar. That is not the case in today's market. We're probably in a shortage of homes that we haven't seen in over 20 years. And so it's very important that you go in prepared to make your highest and best bid, your offer for the home right up front. In fact, right now I've got a client who we've been looking at homes for a couple months now, and we have probably made offers on 8 or 9 homes. And in most cases, we have been offering anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000 above asking price, and we still have come up short time and time again. We did finally get a home under contract, and we were probably $7,000 or $8,000 over the list price, but we're still getting a good deal on the home because the value is there. Okay, so just be aware of that. The second thing is a lot of buyers will overanalyze the purchase. They're so concerned of not making an impulse buy in this market where you have to move so fast that they're overthinking it, and they're taking too much time, and in the time they're taking to think about the home, it's already been purchased. So what you want to do is come in prepared, know what you want, what you need, where you're willing to compromise, and make sure you're pre-approved and have all your money set aside for the purchases so that you are ready to make a very quick decision. But the nice thing that you have to remember is Utah is a very buyer-friendly state. By contracts, the way the contracts are set up, you as a buyer have a period of due diligence and also a period to get your financing together in which you're able to do all your due diligence. You get to sleep on it, you get to think about it, you get to test everything, make sure that it's the right home for you and that it fits your needs before you're locked in. And if any time during that due diligence period, which is usually about the first 2 weeks of time that you're under contract, you get to check everything out, and if something's not sitting right for you and it doesn't feel like the right purpose, you can pull out of that contract without any penalty or any risk, and get out of that contract and keep looking for a home that fits you better. Okay, so don't be afraid to make a quick action in this market. Just know what you want up front and have everything prepared so that you can make a quick decision. Next, third, working with an inexperienced agent. Hey, I don't have anything against inexperienced agents. I was one myself, and there's still tons for me to learn in this market or in this industry, but you got to be careful that you're not just picking your cousin Joe down the street or you know, your neighbor because they're an agent, and any agent can do the job. There's a lot of things that any agent can do, but in a particularly challenging market like this, an agent that works full-time and that has experience and knows how to negotiate in these difficult, challenging situations is much better to have than someone who doesn't know what they're doing and is just there to do the paperwork for you. That's not going to cut it in a lot of cases and can get you in a very expensive pile of trouble at times. So be very careful. take the time to interview an agent, and if they're an inexperienced agent, make sure that they have a great brokerage and some great trainers behind them. That's what I was fortunate to have when I was first in the business and learning. I could go out and I could work in these situations, because if I didn't know something, or didn't even, in a lot of cases, I didn't know, but I was able to take each of my deals and each of my clients back to my broker or one of my trainers and discuss what's going on and make sure that I was doing the right thing for them. Okay, so make sure you have some good experience with the agent you're working with. Also, as a buyer, trying to not use an agent, that doesn't really give you any leverage on most of the time on negotiating. It's great to have a good agent that you work for, and as buyer's agents, most of those buyer's agents get paid through the seller, so there's very little or no money out of your pocket in the end of the day. Have somebody that's professional and knows how to negotiate for you. The other thing, not being pre-qualified. This kind of goes back with overthinking it, not being prepared. Make sure you're pre-qualified, you're pre-approved. Get with your lender, make sure that they've run your numbers, that they've got your documents, and that they have certified that yes, you can get a loan. You don't want to find the perfect home for you, get halfway down the road and realize that you're not going to be able to get the loan put together. So get with a lender, make sure you're pre-approved. Also make sure you have sufficient cash set aside to make the purchase. Now, there are a lot of great loan products out there right now that allow you to purchase with little to no money down, but you're going to want to make sure that you have some money set aside, at least for earnest money. So at least about $1,000 set aside, very minimum $500, but $500 to $1,000 is what you're going to need as earnest money. You're going to need about $300 to $400 to hire a home inspector to make sure that the home is thoroughly inspected and that there's no dangers or hazards or unsuspected costs hiding in the home. So those are the main expenses. You want to make sure you have cash set aside and ready to go, and if you have cash for closing costs set aside, that's going to help you a lot too, and figure on about 3% of your purchase price in closing costs will give you a big advantage in making a bid in these environments. Again, and to that point, dealing with a bidding war. Again, like I said, this is not like things were 7, 8, 10 years ago when the housing market was at its bottom and there were plenty of homes that you could get at a steal. You're going to go in and it's going to be Black Friday and you're going to be battling for these homes. That doesn't mean you're not going to get a home. I don't want you to be afraid of that, especially if you're a seller that wants to sell your home but you're afraid of getting another home. Don't fear that. Again, an experienced agent can help you know how to set this up so that you can sell your home yet still ensure that you have a home to go to in the end. So that's possible, but there's going to be bidding war for you buyers out there. You're going to have to be bidding at or above asking price in nearly every single case, and sometimes significantly. So you want to know how to best set that up. Have a good agent who knows how to bid, not just a high price, because it's not always the highest price that wins. It's the best value that a buyer can bring to the seller, and sometimes there are things that you as a buyer can offer that are more valuable than simply more money. So be aware of that. Again, like I said, if you have money set aside for closing costs, that's been one of the big differentiating factors right now. Those buyers who don't have to ask for closing costs from the seller or don't have to build those closing costs into the loan often have a better chance at winning a bid than those who do have to have the seller pay their closing costs or build that into the loan. So just be aware of that. That could give you advantage if you can pay your own closing costs. And again, talk more with your lender and your agent about that. Those are the biggest 5 points that I want to make for you. So if you have any questions, please feel free to give me a call. If you're contemplating buying a home or feel like you're ready, right now rents are much higher than mortgage rates. And so if you're in a position where you would like to be able to purchase a home and stop renting, building your own equity, please talk to me. we can find ways or get you qualified or find the best way to prepare you as soon as possible to be able to purchase a home. If you're a seller, I would love to talk to you before you get your home on the market and have the opportunity to earn your business. A lot of times we may be able to put a buyer in your home before you even put it on the market and save you a lot of hassle of having to market and show your home, and we can work with you on that. Plus help you make sure that you get a home to move into depending on your situation. So please contact me if you know anybody in this situation. I'd be glad to consult and help and see if we can work together and help guide you through the process in this amazing seller's market right now. Have a great day. Good to talk to you. Talk to you soon.